Western neuroscientists say that spiritual experiences are just hallucinations, and even though they may be appearing very realistic to the person who's perceiving them, it is just simply that, a hallucination. Is that the truth?
You see, Sam has been asking this question repeatedly, but unfortunately somehow his question got left out. He was feeling very upset by it. So I said, I'll make sure as soon as we start today's session, the first question we'll tackle is this issue regarding some of the Western neuroscientists will claim that all these prophets, seeing a burning bush or seeing Father in heaven or all these things are just hallucination. If you like, the brain misfunction, malpractice of the brain. The brain is misfiring. This sounds like, because for Western scientists, for a neuroscientist, he's trying to explain everything in terms of matter, material things. So they say, you see, the brain has got neuron cells, sometimes the links are destroyed, or there's got epileptic fits, and people are struggling with all sorts of brain problem, physical brain problem. The connections have been become disjointed. So they try and explain everything in terms of physical brain. Now, this is the take of the neuroscientists. They're saying, look, as we can't understand this thing called spiritual experience, we'll simply say it's a brain malfunction. Simple as that. You see, you have to pay tribute to them. This is how they can think. They can't think anything higher. And I don't blame them. Science must carry on with this very kind of, tradition of very tremendous integrity. But what is my take? You must ask me, look, my answer is this, my friend. The level at which I see you now, or perhaps see Nishit by sitting next to me, is okay of a certain level. You see, in the dream state, it's kind of a bit more fuzzy. Sometimes I'm much more kind of had a little, caffeinated coffee. I go, yeah, I can see Nishit by more clearly. Or very glasses, by the way. So this intensity with which I see Nishit by here now has got a certain level. And there are different levels, because at the level of dream, things are very fuzzy. Or when you're daydreaming, it's very fuzzy. Or even night dreaming is very fuzzy. So there's a level at which I experience reality. Now, according to me, and according to the tradition that we come from, we say there is a level of intensity with which you experience reality which is infinite or millionfold more higher, stronger than the intensity with which I see you. You say, how can you be more intense, Ms. Lakhani? You are awake. How can you be more awake? I'm telling you, this is what is happening. When you are getting a spiritual experience, you become far more aware of reality than you can ever imagine, my friend. I'm telling you from experience. So it's not just some ready book, sit on here. This is reality. The intensity with which you experience reality becomes infinitely higher, far superior. You think this particular level of intensity is peanuts, it's like fluff. So this is, if you like, the real reason why it is difficult to try and capture this idea through kind of brain sciences. Brain sciences will not be able to give explanation of why somebody gets spiritual experiences. They are trying, by the way. They are putting probes here to see if they can get a God spot. It's called a God spot, to stir it up, to kind of give you experience. They are trying all sorts of kind of physical way to try and understand spirituality. It will fail. Now, the second thing is this. How do I know these people are not hallucinating? Suppose a person is getting epileptic fit. Suppose he's got disjointed brain function. When he's had this experience, do you think he'll become more wholesome or less wholesome a personality? Tell me. If he becomes far more wholesome after any experience with this epileptic fit or whatever, some brain malfunction, if he becomes more wholesome personality, I'm saying he's becoming spiritual. I don't give a damn. I don't bother with the titles you give them. So if you become more, look at every prophet, every mystic of every tradition throughout the world. They become far more wholesome. Most of us are kind of, captured the idea that this is me, I must look after my interests. These people can no longer do that. They see whole of themselves reflecting whole of humanity, tremendous compassion for whole of the living kingdom, humanity. This is the sign of an enlightened person. He has touched base with a deeper dimension which links him or her to the rest of reality, rest of creation, rest of the living kingdom. This is the proof that something has happened which is positive and wholesome. And another interesting thing you must observe is this. If anybody comes near an enlightened person, like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna or whoever, or Christ, if you come near him, your life will be transformed for the better as well. So it's like he gives you a touch of spirituality, and that will transform your life. Anybody who comes near a prophet, a mystic who has had spiritual experience, just by being near him will also in a way thrill him and give him a spiritual experience. So they are able to transmit this experience to anybody who comes near them. So their lives are transformed for the better, and the lives of anybody who comes near them is transformed for the better. And by the way, let me tell you, the neuroscientists really are struggling, even though they make this kind of claims, this hallucination. I don't blame them. But in reality, they have no clue what is this thing called consciousness, which is the heart of neuroscience. They have no clue. So what we are saying, the people from the spiritual lobby are saying that the spiritual experience you get is where this level of consciousness, at the moment it's a certain level, multiplies dramatically. And it gives you, and as you don't know where consciousness comes from, it is not a material phenomena. Your own neuroscience will tell you consciousness does not come out of any particular slice of the brain. So we have to take the challenge back to the science. When you have not understood consciousness, and when we are saying this is higher level of consciousness, you say we don't believe this malfunction. Always challenge them, take this challenge back in a robust manner.